Hi, everyone. I'm Don Saucier. I'm a professor of psychological sciences, and I'm also the faculty associate director of the Teaching and Learning Center here at Kansas State University. I'm very excited to tell you all a story today about how teachers tell stories and use them in their teaching. And the story I'm going to tell you today is a story I tell in my advanced social psychology class when I'm teaching them about what it takes to help. Now, there's a five-step model that will lead to helping in any situation. So, five things have to happen for someone to help. The first thing is they have to notice the event. The second thing is they have to interpret the event as an emergency. The third is they have to take responsibility for helping. The fourth is they have to be able to think of a plan by which they would help. And then the fifth is they actually have to enact that plan. So this sounds simple. And what my story is set up to do, and it's a true story, is to let my students know that that simple process isn't always so simple. So what happened is one Friday night over the summer, it's a nice sunny night. My wife and I are driving home with our infant daughter. I think she's 1 or 2 at this point. We're driving home from dinner. Nice sunny, late afternoon, around early dinner time because we eat early. And we're driving down the street, and there's this kid riding his bike down the middle of the street. So we swerved so we wouldn't hit him, but the car behind us did hit him. So right away, this is a situation in which help needs to happen. So I noticed the event. I saw the kid get hit. I interpreted it as an emergency. I decided I had to take responsibility for helping. So I came up with a plan and I enacted the plan. So I turned to my wife and said, stop the car, call 911. I'm going to run out and help the kid. So I run out to help the kid. I see now at this point, the car has hit him. The woman who's driving the car is out of her car and she is yelling, he's dead, he's dead. Now I look down, there's a boy maybe about 10 years old who's fallen off his bike and he's not dead. He's moving, he's talking and stuff. So I said, don't worry, buddy. We've called 911. Cops are on the way. It's going to be great. This dude hears cops and suddenly he pops up off the ground, tries to run it. He falls down, gets up, starts to run. Situation has now changed. It's not as simple as I immediately thought. It wasn't as easy as me just kind of sitting next to him until 911 got there to help. I've got to decide what to do. And at this point, I asked my students, what would you do? And they kind of look at me blankly. And I said, I've got like a second to decide. So I decide I'm going to chase him. So now I'm chasing this kid, this 10-year-old boy who has just been hit by a car on his bike. The woman is still in the street yelling, he's dead, he's dead. He's obviously not dead. He is running quite fine. And I am chasing him. But interestingly, I don't want to catch him because what am I going to do if I catch up? Am I going to tackle him? Am I going to hold him? What am I going to do? So I'm running about 15 yards behind him saying, hey, dude, stop, please come back, which is all I can think to do. We're running through yards. We're hopping fences. The kid is not that injured apparently. And I'm just running. So we run, I don't know, quarter, half mile. And he eventually runs into a house, right? Not like into the side of a house, but actually goes up, opens the door and goes into a house. And at this point I realized, oh my, he is now going into the house to tell his grown-ups that there is a guy chasing him. So immediately at this point, I put my hands up because it's the only thing I could think to do. So I put my hands up and I walked very slowly to the house thinking that this kid is inside telling his grown-ups that there is a crazy person chasing him. So I get closer to the house, the door opens, and an adult male comes running out. And he is upset because he has just heard from his son, apparently, that I have been chasing him. So I just stepped back and said, dude, your son got hit by a car. At which point, his anger and frustration with me and having chased his son turned into concern. He turns to me, oh my God, what's happening? Are you okay? So at this point, again, the situation has now changed. What do I do? At this point, I also notice I'm not the only one chasing this kid. There's another guy chasing us both. This guy is now caught up. He said, did the kid go in the house? I said, yeah. This guy is an Army medic. He might actually be able to deliver some medical assistance in this situation that I could not. So we fist bump. He goes in the house to kind of help out. Now thinking, what do I do? So I took a camera photo of the address and I walked back to the scene. I get back to the scene. The woman is still yelling, he's dead, he's dead. And a police officer has now arrived. And I go up to the police officer. I've noticed she's drawn a chalk outline on the ground where the woman who had hit him had said he had fallen. And she said, this is my first week on the job. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. So I kind of give her a statement. At this time, I noticed there's this van load of kids apparently coming back from a school field trip or something, that all want to talk to the police officer, despite not having seen anything. They want to talk to the police officer and tell them, their side of whatever story she wants to hear. The police officer is kind of overwhelmed. Gave her the address where the boy is. I said, "Is there anything else I can do?" She said, "No," and I went home. I'm assuming the situation ended well. I'm assuming the boy was okay. He had the medic at the house helping him out. The police officer now knows where he lives. I'm hoping he got the attention he needed. I hope the woman who hit him realizes she did not kill this boy in the road. And what I do is I tell this story, and this it's an amazing story to me, because I tell this story saying, bystanders, when they see a situation that requires help, they should stop and help. And that sounds so easy until you're in the situation and suddenly realize what helping might mean and how dynamic that situation is, with me going and sitting beside the boy. And I shouldn't have said the cops are coming, right? I should have said something like, "Hey, don't worry, things are going to be great. Just sit here until someone can make sure that you're all right." I should have said that. I didn't do that. And the kid ran off and that situation changed. And I get into this ridiculous situation where I'm literally chasing after this little boy had been hit by a car while riding his bike. Situations are not always so simple. This is one of those stories that my students, at the end of the semester, like, wow, that story was wow. It's just wow. But it really helped me kind of understand that helping situations are a little bit more complicated than we sometimes give them credit for. And kind of thinking about what we would have done in those situations, I just would have helped. Just would have helped is not maybe as easy as you think it is. My students like this story. I like telling this story. There's a little bit of a comedic element in there. I like to be self-deprecating in my story, and storytelling is a huge part of my teaching strategies. So I hope you enjoyed this story. I enjoyed being part of the Teachers Telling Stories, and I am Don Saucier, and I teach at K-State.